right, everybody, we are back again talking about another film coming up at the Denton Black Film Festival. Talking about her upcoming short we have in the studio.
Eboni Johnson.
Well, thank you very, very much for being here. We really do appreciate it. We got to talk a little bit about this, your short, before we got started, and so I'm very excited to get to kind of introduce this to everybody else. So give us a little bit of the background of where this came from and how it all got started and all that good stuff.
So like I was telling you, I am a current MFA student at UNT, and as our first year project, we have to create a short documentary, and the time limit for this year was 8 minutes, so we had to create a doc in about 8-minute time limit and over anything that we wanted, and it was kind of a trial by fire in that you are producing and you're directing, you're filming, you're editing the entire film by yourself, and so I was kind of brainstorming, and then my grandmother kind of popped up in my head and her battle with dementia, Alzheimer's. And I was like, I really want to just honor my grandmother because I know I don't have much time with her. And so this is a way for me to present her in the light that my family knows her as a woman who she was, and kind of how they are still loving her as she transitions through this kind of rough time and this rough disease. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And so I started filming after gaining their permission, and I was kind of like, I don't want to infringe on my family and kind of like lose their trust, but they allowed me to come into their home starting around September, and then I was there until I stopped filming actually Thanksgiving, and so I had to edit, and the showing was November 30th, so kind of a quick turnover. Yeah,
very cool. Very, very cool. Well, like I said, I love the story, and it's something that, I love the story in that you got the opportunity to tell the story and everything like that, but it is something that a lot of us have had to experience. That's quite a bummer, that again, a lot of us can share and have in common. And how cool to get to preserve or create this film that gets to honor your grandmother. So very, very, very cool.
Thank you.
And the film is called again
Songs
Remembered.
Yeah.
And it's a short, so it's 8 minutes. And for anybody that isn't familiar, because most people think documentaries, and when we just talk to people on the street or whether they go, okay, it's an hour, it's this, it's that, and this is 8 minutes. So fill us in a little bit on shorts and how they work.
Well, as far as I know, I am so limited in my knowledge as well. You have shorts and you have features, or feature-length documentaries. And I think typically we think about feature-length, and that is normally, I want to say, over 45 minutes. It becomes a feature, but anything below that is a short. So you can have a short that's like 40 minutes. And so for our program, we have about 6 people in my cohort, so we each had to do a film about 8 minutes, and that's about an hour and a half itself. So it took a while for the screening, but just for having a short in the festival, it's important because that allows more time in the blocking of a festival. More shorts will be played than features because they have such, finite capability and a timing that just allows that short to kind of have more of a draw, so picking that for the lineup in a festival. Yeah.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Well, and that's what I think is cool too, is a lot of people go, I don't know, do I want to go to this festival? Do I want to do this? Because there's music and there's spoken word and there's art and there's all these other kind of things. And they go, well, do I want to dedicate that much time to a film? Well, go see some shorts. There's some really impactful, powerful stuff in these shorts that people could go experience. And usually what happens is they go and check out a short, and then they're like, hey, I'm here. Let's see, might as well. So some of the most impactful, powerful pieces I've seen at film festivals have been the shorts, because you've got to tell such an incredible story in such a short amount of time that it's just like a rocket ship coming at you. It's incredible. Fill us in a little more about what we could see in your project.
Well, unfortunately, this disease is so universal. So it is a universal story being told through the perspective of my family, but it impacts so many other families that, yeah, it's just a note of relatability. But I call it Songs Remembered because it's a thing of, even though you might have a family member dealing with this disease, the power of music to kind of recall that person and their ability to, even for a fraction of a moment, become the person that you remember they were, or them to sit in that moment of their memory, remiss. It's amazing. And so it's a thing with my grandmother when my mom or my aunt or my grandfather will sing spiritual songs, and she can just kind of pick up wherever we are and just carry the tune, and it's an amazing thing to see. And so that's really kind of the premise I think that a lot of people can relate to as well, the power of music and memory.
Very cool. Well, and we even see that around here with different musicians around town or something like that. Like there are some of these guys around town that have trouble getting their instrument on stage, you know, because they've had a few years on them. But man, as soon as the music gets going, just something else in the brain activates. Or how many people around here do music therapy and things like that. Just there's this different therapeutic thing about music that's able to bring out some of the best in who we are, both emotionally and physically and mentally. It's just very, very interesting. Well, very cool. So you've gotten to be involved with the festival. Are there any other films or pieces of the fest that you're looking forward to?
Oh, so I had a chance to help one of the festival directors, Miss Linda Edie, in the film kind of lineup. And it's a great lineup. I would suggest you just come out for the films themselves. But I'm also a co-coordinator for the workshops and the panels that we're having. And I think any creative in the DFW area or anybody willing to come to Denton for that weekend would enjoy just sharpening their craft, learning from different industry professionals that we're going to have on panels that Saturday morning, actually, and the Resource Expo that we're going to have Saturday morning at PAC. And just a great way to network and just build your small. Dallas is not seen as a major city for film, but there's a lot of people out here and they're just kind of scattered about. So we want to kind of create a community that will support creatives and artists all around. So definitely looking forward to that.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, guys, you heard it here first on DentonRadio.com, the Denton Black Film Festival. It's right around the corner. If you have not gotten your tickets yet, you have got to do so right now. DentonBFF.com. If you have trouble remembering it, DentonBestFriendsForever.com. and you can check it out again, January 25th through 28th, right here in Denton. All roads lead to Denton at the Denton Black Film Festival, so make sure you come visit us in Little D. Thank you again very much, Eboni, for being here. We appreciate it. And, guys, we are going to jump back into the music, but stick around. We're going to be interviewing all sorts of more awesome people, all involved with the Denton Black Film Festival, so stay tuned right here all month on DentonRadio.com. Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out DentonRadio.com for new Denton artists and where they're playing next. While you're surfing the internet, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at ClassicofDenton.com.